Okay, hello everybody, welcome to the latest episode of CGTN Live, and we are now in South China's Changsha city in the construction site of a joy park. Now, I am Gong Zhe from CGTN Digital's technology section, and this is our guest. You can introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, I'm Li Lu from CCC 5th Bureau, and I'm managing engineering of this project.
Okay, yeah, she is the managing engineer of this project, which means all the technical stuff have to go through you. Right?
Oh yeah, most of it.
Yeah, most of it. So you can see it. So we have a pretty girl here in charge of the whole technological thing. So how could that happen? But so she will take a tour, take me and you guys to a tour that could show this project and how, because I heard in 2015 this project is filmed by Discovery, right?
Yeah.
The Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
So they said in their film that this project is one of the hardest in the world.
Oh, yeah, you know, our project is located in an abandoned pit that mined for 50 years and up to
An abandoned mine.
Yeah, it mined for 50 years since Qing Dynasty.
It's a Qing Dynasty.
So it's up to 100 meters deep.
So it's not even the modern mine.
Oh yeah.
So what could, I don't know what an old mine could look like. So
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
This is our project.
Yeah.
We are by far the world's largest combined snow and water park together.
okay. Snow and water.
Yeah, snow and water. And we call that it's the only paradise in the world that the floating joy park in the pit. It's floating on this pit.
Yeah, talking about floating, we have a picture to show you about the rendering of this park. As you can see on the image that after this project is completed, water will be filled to like under this construction.
Yeah.
Right.
We have 4 cheek columns. Before we operate this park, we will fill the water up to the bottom of the column. In some perspectives, it looks like the park is floating.
Yeah,
on
so
the water.
creating an image of this park floating.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool. It's like the human used to have a elevated garden, and now we have an elevated park.
Oh,
Yeah. So let's check out. Let's go under this place and check out what is happening in the building work. And I really wanted to know how hard this construction work can be to build a park floating on water. And now we're on the elevator to go underground into the construction site. So, as you can see, this is a typical construction site. And
you know, at the beginning, can you hear me?
I think they can.
There's only one road can go from the top of the pit to the bottom, so it takes 40 minutes for the workers to go. 14 minutes to go into this pit. So we invented this elevator that use the nature cliff of this project. So it just takes maybe 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. High efficiency.
So you use this elevator to boost efficiency, and I think so because I've been here yesterday. So I heard that when this project first started, it could be really hard to transport things into the pit, right?
What?
Okay, they said this when this project first started at the beginning of it. It's really hard for you to transport equipment and materials to the pit, from the ground into the pit.
That's the road. In the rainy days, this road becomes very wet and slippery, and many drivers, they won't come again. They refuse to come again because it's unsafe for them to transport concrete, the steel, and other equipment into this. So you can see the road is steep and very narrow and with sharp curves and very unsafe with low road condition, poor condition.
Cool.
This device You can put.
Yeah, we can point the camera to that
yeah,
device.
Yes.
That's an interesting, because I will do a little explanation here. Because before this road was invented, they used this, they only used this device to transport materials down, right?
Yes, because with the poor road condition, the concrete tank can't fully load it with the concrete, so it can't meet our requirements to build this building. So we invent this device. We put the concrete sent down almost 60 meters into it, and then we transport the concrete to the
construction site.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, this device is used to deal with the cliff.
Yeah,
right.
But concrete is not like water, so we have to optimize the proportion of the components of the concrete so they can meet the requirements, because the concrete is made of rocks, water, and something else. So
various materials.
Yeah.
So if you don't do this optimization, what will happen?
When the concrete sent down 6 meters down, rocks they're separated. Rocks just rocks and water just water, so they can't mix together.
It's not a mix anymore.
Yeah, it's not how to say, we can't use it.
So it's not standard, so it's substandard.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I get it. So basically this old pit is too steep for normal vehicles to move inside, to get inside. So
you really said, if you had this project in how do you say, a normal place, it's not just difficult.
So in a normal place, it's not that difficult.
Not that so difficult, but in this pit, so the workers and the equipment and the concrete, all the things, they must transport into the bottom of the pit first. Then we can build. Yeah, it's very difficult.
Okay, as you can see from her explanation. Initially the car drivers, the vehicle drivers, they refuse to transport the material inside this pit because the road is too steep for normal vehicles to operate. So they first invented that ladder-like thing to transport concrete inside this pit, because they use like a pipeline, and they even have to change the material of the concrete, the structure of the concrete to realize, I don't know, this vehicle is gonna, okay, it's standing there, it's not moving, so I think I'm safe here. You can see I have a helmet on my head. So this is a standard procedure in the construction site in China. You have to, whoever you are, you work here or not, when you go inside a construction site, you have to wear helmet. So, okay, this is the road. It's already looking so different from yesterday. I don't know where I am now. But so according to my knowledge, this place should be flooded after this project is completed. And this road, as you can see, go like a curve up to the straight like in a curve up to the ground. It is like built to only temporarily transport the materials into this building site. So I think this is starting to get me amazed. This is very interesting because they have been figuring out their own way to get the materials in when standard equipment won't do the work, won't do the job. Okay, so let's go further to see what else we have about this project. There are many amazing things to making it to be called one of the hardest to build. Okay, so let's consult to them and see what else things. So is there anything else amazing to us? Or maybe amazed to normal people?
Yeah, there is 4 cheek columns we call A-type columns.
Type A columns.
Yeah, it's just like A. So it's very difficult. Why it's difficult? Because there is a variable inclined column. The columns, how to say, the section of the column is variable. So we almost cost 1 year to build. Yeah, 1 year to build these 4 columns.
So only the columns took a year.
Yeah, it's very difficult because there's a hollow in this column between there's two walls, shear wall, and there a hollow between this shear wall. It's very difficult. Why we built these 4 columns? Because the how to say they say in some perspective, if we have these 4 columns, it's just like floating. If we have these how to say
Piles
yeah
or pillars?
yeah how to say, if we have these 4 columns, we may in some perspective like this project is floating in this water, so it's very difficult.
So you mean I know that half of this building is gonna like stretch out of the land,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then so you need these 4 columns to support it.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 4 columns to support
That
the whole
4.
construction. Okay, I get it. So
The water will fill to the bottom of these 4 columns.
yeah, so when this project is completed, where we're standing now will be flooded by water, right?
Yeah, there is how to say, there are 3 water parks in our project, and this where we stand is we call how to say, lower water park.
Lower section.
Yeah, there is equipment that you can jump up the pit and down to this.
So as you can, it can like quickly transport you up and down
Yeah.
this cliff.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least we use the unique shape of this pit, and all the project is very closely related to the nature cliff.
And the cliff itself looks not that stable, right?
So we built a reinforced concrete net. We call it.
Net.
Yeah, a concrete net. We use the pre-pressed, how to say, the pre-pressed anchorage, they put into the cliff that can, the net can hold the cliff, to keep it safe.
Okay, that sounds complicated. Can we have a look? Okay. So I didn't get what she's saying. It's like they have a network of concrete. I don't know, concrete is a liquid. How can it be a network? So I think we need to have some explanation or see that network in action to find out what it actually looked like and how it functions, how it keep the cliff stable. So we're in southern China. So a lot of mountains and rocks in southern China are not that stable. They have to, like, you know, normal mountains are consist of rocks, which is very stable. It is just there, it won't move a little bit. But in southern China, there's a lot of rock. So some mountains have holes in it, have caves inside of it, and those caves kept growing, kept going bigger because there's water flowing by. So this could be very complicated for a construction project because those cliffs will like slowly degrading because rocks will fall off from those cliffs, and that could be hard for. So they have to be like stabilized to be kept in shape to like maintain this building from collapsing. So we really need. So I think we're getting close to the inside of the pit and to see what this concrete network look like. So by network, I think I'm seeing it. Is this those? Yeah. I don't know how to describe this. It's like, yeah, I can see why you're using network to describe this. Yeah. So it's basically a structure. Yeah. It's like a sharp-shaped structure.
How to say, every
Crossing.
Every crossing there is pre-pressed equipment. There is a power into this cliff.
So this is not only a grid here. So
Almost 10,000 equipment that's around this cliff, around this pit, and to keep the cliff safe.
so you have more than 10,000
More than 10,000.
10,000 equipments surrounding all this giant cliff
Yeah.
to keep it stable.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of them look like this grid.
Because the project is, how do you say, is sitting on this pit.
Yeah, sitting on the pit.
Yeah, so our nature cliff is very complicated. There is a lot of, how to say,
So they're not normal rocks.
yeah. There are a hole in this.
So you mean cave or the small holes?
Small, large one, many of them. So we must, how do you say, insect some of the concrete into this cliff. This
Okay,
cliff.
you have to fill those holes.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Because this kind of rock is very common in southern China. I never get the idea of how they stabilize it. Now I'm starting to understand this. So you inject
Yeah.
concrete inside the.
We use
the
a
pit.
pipe, small pipe,
Small pipes.
with high power,
High pressure.
Yeah, high pressure. Insect the concrete into the cliff.
Okay, inject have an injection into those holes,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
after they become, they turn from like liquid into solid concrete.
Yeah.
They will make
Right.
this place stable. So for this grid, you have all those injections under this grid, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's why you have that
It
grid
took us
here.
2 years.
This is another 2 years.
Yeah, another
So
2
1 year for the pillars, and now another 2 year for this grid.
It's not at the same. It's at the same time.
Okay, they're built at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's it. So in total there were 2 years, and you took 2 years to build that, and alongside with that you have the 4 pillars.
Yeah, that's right.
So how many people are working here? That sounds like big project.
The maximum number is maybe 1,000 or 2,000 workers
1 to 2,000 workers
at the same time.
building on this at the same time,
Yeah.
working here.
Yeah.
So how many people are there at this time?
Maybe 500 or 600 workers.
600. I don't see them actually.
It's finished. The platform, we have 3 parts. The snow park is the vertical support system, concrete platform, and the steel roof. So the project below the platform is finished.
Okay.
So the workers are up there.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I get it. So this underground
Yeah.
or the water
Yeah.
part has already finished.
Yeah.
So you guys are now building the ground parts, the building itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the platform is 6 meters high above the pit. So this is very difficult.
So even the ground structure is 6 meter high.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the underground part? It looks much higher than 6 meters.
Yeah, because the bottom height,
Bottom height.
bottom height of this pit is variable. It's not the same height, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're rocks. So
Yeah.
do you know the deepest point?
Deepest point, maybe 42, and how to say?
42 meters
Yeah, it's not
below the sea level or
a
below
bit,
the ground?
yeah.
Below the ground.
Below the sea level.
Below the sea level.
Below sea level.
So, but how deep below the ground?
100 meters.
100 meters. Yeah, that looks like 100 meters. Yeah, because when you see 40 meters, I don't think this is deep enough to. Yeah, okay. So these are the pillars you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
There's the columns.
Yeah.
So this is an industrial term, right? Column.
Yeah, we can call that. Yeah.
Okay, so they call it column when we call them pillars. Okay, that's a technical term we learned today. TIL. And okay, cool. I've been here yesterday and it's already looking different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every day they change.
It's changing every day.
Changing every day. Yeah.
So that means you make progress every day.
Yeah, because we started this project in 2014.
14. Okay, that's like
Yeah, it's
4 years
almost
ago.
4 years.
You have been there,
No,
been here
just
for
2
4.
years.
Okay,
Just
2 years.
Yeah.
That's
Almost
already
3 years.
very long.
Yeah. In some common normal project, we only take 2 or 3 years. 3 years is very long, so 2 years is common.
Okay, so 2 years common, 3 years is long to you, and this project is already 4 years.
4 years, and it will take another 2 years.
To complete.
Yeah.
Okay, so this project costs like double time of the typical hard project.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have experience. We don't have the experience, and in this pit, no one have the experience. So we have to, you know, in Chinese, old slogan, 摸着石头过河. You know.
So she says that because no one in this world have ever built such an amusement park, such a water park before. So no park was built like this before, and that's why you have to try different kind of solutions on this place. Okay, so there will be a lot of innovations. So by innovation, was the ladder thing an innovation? Have you ever used that method before?
What method?
That ladder, the device that you first make the pipeline.
The elevator?
No, the pipeline, the old pipeline.
Oh, the pies. The pies. Yeah, we're the first. We're the first one to send down the concrete down to the ground, 60 meters. Yeah, we're the first one.
Okay, you're the first one to do that, because you know. So, there is another technician explained this to me yesterday. Because of the gravity, the rocks will fall first.
Yeah.
Maybe not gravity. It's because of fractions, right? So it's like the rocks will fall on the ground first it used to be a mixture, so and it now falls into like layers, right?
Yeah, so that is why we have to optimize the components of this concrete.
So you call it optimizing. So it's basically changing.
Experiment. Lot of experiment.
So how a lot?
Maybe 20 times. Yeah.
Okay, so you tried 20 times different recipe of the recipe of the concrete to make the concrete fall down 60 meters and it didn't break.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. So more than 20 trials and errors made to just transport materials into the pit.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what would happen when we actually build these things. So it has even more trials and errors, right?
More trials. The support system. We use the supporting we call it 背垒, that one. It often used for bridge.
Bridge.
Bridge. It is very common.
Oh yeah. So you mean this square in a square thing?
Yeah. It's very
okay.
Common. It is first used army.
Army.
Yeah.
Armies.
Armies.
So there used to be a military thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Military things. Sorry. Yeah. There, you know, when we march many rivers, so we use this belay to cross the rivers.
Okay, so this is a basic structure for military bridges, temporary bridge the soldiers build to cross the river. And now you're using the same technology to do what?
To, you know, the concrete platform, 6 meters high, so we use this because the common ones, you know, this pipe owning 54 diameters, they can't afford. Can't afford
this pressure.
Yes.
So you
so
need
we use this.
Okay.
In how to say, we use the most
complicated.
Yeah. We separate our project into two parts: bridge, roads, and the common ones. You know, the house.
Okay.
The common. But we use the belay is the most in house area. You know how to.
So you use most of this belay in housing, in house building. Okay, so okay, I get it. So because this kind of way of building things, the structure is often used on bridges instead of ground structures. Okay, so now you're using this. So this is a very innovative way for you to mainly use this to support the structure.
Before this project, I even don't know there is a I even don't know.
Whoa, that's very cool. So even the technicians don't know the existence of this military thing.
because there's 隔行如隔山. How do you translate?
Okay, yeah. It's like the different section of the technology.
Yeah,
right?
we don't know you, you don't know me. There is a mountain between us.
Okay, there's a mountain between different areas of technology. Okay, great. Yeah, this started to look cool to me now because when I look at this kind of thing, I don't know what it's all about. And after your explanation, I think I'm starting to understand this. This bridge is very cool. Yeah. So, yeah, basically you did all of this to make sure that when water goes in, eventually the structure is still stable, like grabbing on the cliff. Right. Okay. That's like I don't know if this is appropriate. I think it's like a man when he is falling off the ground and he uses his hand to grab on the cliff and to maintain there like forever.
Oh yeah, forever.
Okay, I think I can, as a human myself, I can only like hold on the cliff for like seconds or the minute maybe, but this project has to hold on the cliff for. So how long have you designed? Is there 50 years?
50 years.
So 50 years before repairing, or 50 years before, like swapping it, like change it into something else.
We don't know. You know, in China, 1978.
1978.
There's so here now there's 40 years. There's no project that the modern project lasts for 50 years. So we don't know.
Okay, there's no modern project that have already lasted for that long.
Yeah.
So you design the designated like a lifespan of this project will be 50 years. And we don't know what will happen afterwards. Okay. So yesterday we went into that underground tunnel project, also built by your company, which I heard is built to last like 100 years. And
our company?
Yeah, it's also your company. They said they're building an underground pipeline, like a utility tunnel for this city. Yeah, it's another project. Yeah. They also have that project. That project manager told me that their project can last like 100 years because because it's easier to build. It's underground, and they said, and they're saying that even after the 100 years, they're confident this thing will last even longer.
Yeah, because the road, they're not like this. It's a park. It's a traveling project.
Because people would come and go. And for that tunnel, few people would actually go inside there because it even have a robot checking feature.
Oh yeah. They're high tech.
Okay, yeah. No, this is also high tech. What is happening in this water falling?
Let me see. Because the platform is almost 30,000 square meters. So it's very large.
It covers a large space.
So when it's raining or it put some water in it, it can't just flow away. So we put some hole on the platform, so we can let the water.
They collect the water and make them
flow quickly.
Make them flow down. Yeah. Okay. So basically, you clear everyone from this place. So you have to ask people not to come here. Right.
It's normal.
Normally.
You can see it's not the things. Maybe you step this. There's something you can't see. You're falling there. You can't see this. You won't go to.
Okay, you won't go there. Yeah. Okay, because it's obvious.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I get it. Yeah, and where we're standing now is temporary, so it's okay if it's damaged by water, right?
It is a temporary project. We will. How do you say? Move it away.
Yeah, move it away afterwards. Okay, I get it. So that waterfall is caused by the water came from the upper project, and they're using ways to collect those water into one place and let it fall down like this. So because they don't have any drainage built yet, so this is their basic way to get the water out of the construction project. Okay, and let's move on. So what else do we have?
Well, maybe we can go upstairs, up to the platform.
Okay, up to the park itself.
Yeah.
Okay, we have already took a lot of shots on the platform. So I don't know how long this live have been. I think this that's almost everything we have for now. And we also shoot a lot of images on the okay, it's not safe anymore to go inside there, right? Okay. So why it is not safe anymore?
Because you know the car is moving, is removed the support system. There are almost maybe 40 meters. They will put the support system down into the ground, so
Okay,
it's not safe.
Okay, so they're pulling it from a high place and it may fall down. Yeah. Okay, so why are you pulling this off? Because it's not useful anymore, right? Yeah. The project is completed.
You can see the columns, the steel columns, and
steel.
this belay. So it's not. It's a temporary. It's not.
They're like scaffold.
Yeah, we must move it away because it costs our money.
Okay.
When we rent this equipment.
Okay, to keep them there costs some money, so you need to remove them
yeah.
right after the building.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Cool. Great, I get it. So I think this could be the end of our live stream today. Yeah, I'll say the ending. So there you go. So I think this is the end of today's live stream. As you can see, this project took a lot to build. They have to innovate new ways or like borrow other kind of technologies into this place to get this park built. We also took some aerial shots of this place, as I don't know if it's playing now, and they also used the scaffold, like concrete scaffold or concrete injecting technology to fill in the holes in the rocks in the cliffs to make it stable for this project to function. And they used the concrete grid to stabilize the whole cliff. So this is also interesting, and they're now shifting the work from the underground project to the actual ground building. It's now being, but they also said it still need two more years for the project to complete. So basically, it will took 6 years, even for a Chinese company, 6 years to build this giant project. I don't know if you have learned anything from this building process, but I think I learned a lot today. So maybe this is the end of our live stream, and we'll see you next time. We have already shot a lot of great shots of this place, and we will give you a video in a short time. Okay, see you next time.